Reactive training systems.
From time to time you hear me talk about the scope and the rifle analogy. What this analogy is, it's meant to describe how RTS and the RTS toolkit works in the framework of any training system. And the way I describe it is like this. RTS is like the scope that you put on a rifle. RTS is the scope. The base system, the base training system, is whatever rifle that you want it to be. It could be a West Side rifle. It could be a block periodization rifle. A DUP rifle. It could be anything. But the whole idea behind RTS is that it should be a modification. It's a modification that you can put with any rifle that's out there, and it's going to enhance your ability to use it. It's going to let you use that base system more effectively. It doesn't change it. It's not a base system in itself. We can use these tools with any system that's out there, and it's going to let us use that system more effectively. How does it do that? Well, we talk a lot about RPE and fatigue percents and stuff like that, using track as an athlete monitoring tool and things along those lines. And all of those tools, they don't really change what you're doing in the base system. They don't really change stuff like your intensities. They change the volume a bit, but only in as far as they make it tailored to what the athlete can recover from, which is really, it makes the whole system more effective. Any system that's out there is kind of driven by that. It's a requirement that the system be tailored to fit the needs of the athlete. Any coach that's worth their salt tailors the training program to fit the needs of the athlete. If you have somebody who can't recover from the amount of training that you're prescribing, then it's not going to work. And that's not the mark of a good coach if they can't make those fundamental adjustments. What RTS does, and the RTS toolkit does, it's a way of thinking about these modifications, and it's a systematized way of making these adjustments so that it happens without the oversight of a very experienced coach who's developed their intuition over the course of decades. So you're an intermediate lifter who has some years of experience but not decades, and you're wanting to customize your training to make sure that it's tailor fit for you as an athlete, so that you get as much results from the time that you're spending as possible. Well, if you use things like RPE, then you're going to adjust the intensity. You're going to adjust the weight on the bar so that it fits what you're capable of doing that day, whether that's making the weight heavier or making the weight lighter. If you use a tool like fatigue percents or a monitoring tool like track, you're going to adjust the training volume so that it's something that you can tolerate and recover from without needing to go to a place of overreaching or overtraining to find what that limit is. And oh, by the way, the limit changes. It changes based on the kind of training that you're doing. It changes on lifestyle factors that, let's face it, are in flux for most of us. So having some sort of monitoring tool that can get you those adjustments in real time is extremely valuable. So that's how it works. The intent is to let you use whatever system you want and just customize it so that you're able to employ it much more effectively.
Reactive training systems.